What's up, movie crew? As I mentioned in yesterday's video, today I'm going to show off the movies I watched during the month of February. But before I get started, if you are new to this channel, my name is Luke, this is Let's Watch a Movie, and if you're in anything cinema and physical media related, you've come to the right place, so hit that subscribe button. Alright, so before I get started with the movies I watched for my collection, I managed to check out 5 movies in theaters this past month. The first one I saw, and probably my favorite movie I've seen this year so far, is The Whale, starring Brendan Fraser and directed by Darren Aronofsky, produced by A24. Alright, as I mentioned in my review, and all 5 of those reviews, I'll probably just have the playlist down below for the pinned comment instead of showing off all 5 links. This movie I missed the first time it was in theaters, and after it got its nominations for the Academy, my local movie theater put it back in theaters. Thank you for doing that, by the way, venue. And I gotta say, this movie is an emotional gut punch. It punches you in the feels right at the beginning and does not let up. I will be adding this to my collection when it hits Blu-ray later this month. However, a rewatch is probably not happening right away because it is that type of movie. The second movie I saw in theaters was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. Alright. I liked the movie, but it is definitely the weakest of the Ant-Man trilogy. And there's some stuff they could have done a lot better given that this is the kickoff for Phase 5 of the MCU. Jonathan Majors did great as Kang. Let's just clear that part up now. But there's a lot left to be desired. With this particular movie, I did both a spoiler-free and a spoiler review. So when you check the playlist down below, if you have not seen the movie yet, make sure you're watching this spoiler-free review. Give you a little hint, the shorter video is the spoiler-free video. The next movie I saw was Consecration. I knew going in that this movie was not going to be great. I'd already seen a lot of negative reviews for it, but it was at my second run theater. It was only $3. So I thought, you know what? I'll go in and check it out. Where The Whale is my favorite movie I saw during the month of February, and also because I didn't go to the theater a lot in January. That makes it my favorite movie I've seen so far this year. Consecration is at the bottom of that list. This is the worst movie I've seen this year so far. Sorry, don't know what else to say to that one to the people at Shudder and IFC. After that, I saw Cocaine Bear. And that movie had pretty much what I wanted it to be, but it did have a lot of unnecessary storylines in it. I just wanted to see a bear do cocaine and kill people, but they had to put all these other stories in there that I really didn't think were needed. And finally, The Regal did another mystery movie Monday, and that mystery ended up being Champions. To those that did not see Champions when it was revealed as the mystery movie, be not afraid, it does hit theaters officially March 10th. So you'll get a chance to see it on March 10th. Overall, I thought that movie was good, but like a lot of feel-good sports movies, it was very cliched. All right, so these next few, I'm just going to skim through them real quick because I already showed these off earlier. Month of February had Valentine's Day, so I did watch a couple of movies a couple of romance movies, a couple of horror movies, and one where it is specifically mentioned that the movie is a love story. Deadpool, Valentine, My Bloody Valentine, When Harry Met Sally, and Light Between Oceans. You want further thoughts on that one? Again, pinned comment down below. I've got that video up where you can check out my full thoughts on those movies. My Life as a Zucchini. I got this from Big Lots a while back, and because I've been watching more shows recently, trying to get caught up on some stuff, I thought I should watch something because I'd watch like 3 movies in a day and then I'd go a couple days without watching anything. This one has a short runtime, so I was like, all right, cool. Good movie, but it does feel like it starts off one thing and ends as another thing. It's weird, but overall, there are still copies of it at Big Lots to anyone that wants to check it out. I think I got it for $3. It's still $3 at my local Big Lots. I've seen other Big Lots hauls where people have gotten it on clearance for $1.25. It's definitely worth checking out, even if you only find a $3 copy. And it's got a nice little short film as a bonus feature. That was a fun watch too. The Black Phone. All right, spoiler alert for those that have not seen my review for this and my best of 2022 list. This was one of my favorite movies of 2022. It is one of, I think, 3 movies I gave a 5-star review to. My opinion still remains the same. It has a good story. It has good characters that are fleshed out. And shout out to the 2 kids in here that have to hold their own in scenes with Ethan Hawke and Jeremy Davies. That is not an easy task. And both of them did that effortlessly for what is probably their first major motion picture. So kudos to everyone involved on this. And just like My Life as a Zucchini, this has a short film attached as a bonus feature called Shadow Prowler. Definitely worth watching. Napping Princess. All right. I got this one from James. I'll have that link down below for anyone that wants to see the other movies I bought from him. This one had been showing up at a lot of Dollar Tree stores, but it never showed up at my local Dollar Tree. And I kind of wanted to see this. So I saw that this was one of the ones he had as leftovers, so I was like, I want to get that. And it's a pretty good movie. It's got a good story. It's got a really good soundtrack. Definitely worth checking out. And I gotta say, if I would have known it was this good, I would have probably bought it from the get-go instead of waiting for it to hit Dollar Tree. Legion of Superheroes. This is the most recent release from DC's animated DTV line. I like that they're starting to focus on other characters. Even though I'm a huge Batman fan, it is nice to know that we are getting other characters getting their chance in the spotlight. However, DC, stop with the origin stories. We have seen Supergirl's origin story so many times already. And that's just from y'all in the last few years with the TV show, with this, with Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. That is 3 media adaptations in a very short amount of time. We don't need the origin story again. Overall, not a bad movie. It does do a good job setting up the next animated movie in this particular shared universe, which I believe they've been calling the Tomorrowverse. So it is definitely worth checking out, especially if you don't know who the members of the Legion are. Creed. Creed 3 comes out on Friday, so I had to go back and check this one out. I don't know how or why, but for whatever reason, my copy of Creed 2 was not playing when I tried to watch it. So I will try to watch Creed 2 before I see Creed 3, but keep in mind there's a chance I might not get to do that. The Man in the Iron Mask. I got this a while back when Shout Factory had a sale on their Shout Select titles on their website. And I thought, you know what? It's got Leo in it. It's been a while since I've watched it. I'm going to get it. Gotta say, it's got a good story, but it is definitely a slow burn. This movie is not going to be for everyone. It was cool, but it is loosely inspired by some real life events that this is not how it went down, for anyone that's wondering. And again, just keep in mind, they definitely tried, this was definitely early, like late 90s, early 2000s, where they tried to do a lot of stylized stuff as well that kind of took away from the movie. Ant-Man and Ant-Man and the Wasp. I went to rewatch both of these because of Quantumania coming out. The first Ant-Man is still one of my favorite movies in the MCU. Hands down. Ant-Man and the Wasp is good. It was nice seeing Evangeline Lilly get to do her thing as Wasp. But it did feel a little too much like it was retreading the same grounds that the first Ant-Man did. Unfortunately, that probably would have helped Quantumania. They changed Quantumania a little too much, and yeah. Overall, Ant-Man and the Wasp, still a good movie. Still worth checking out. Alright, so the next one was I got a DVD of Stonehurst Asylum at my local Family Dollar for $2. I thought, why not? Not a great movie. For a movie that has such a stacked cast, it was very slow paced. I don't think it delivered. I feel sorry for the people involved on that one. Where the Wild Things Are. Again, got this at my local Family Dollar. It was $2, so I thought, why not? Yeah, I'm going to be very careful on what I get as far as these go in the future because that was also a letdown. Happy Birthday to Me. So this has been sitting in my I should watch this pile for a while now. And with a lot of horror movies, a lot of them tend to have shorter runtimes, which is one of the reasons I love horror movies. They can usually deliver their message, scare the crap out of you, and get everything resolved in an hour and a half. This movie is 2 hours long and a little too cheesy. I get, it's 80s, and 80s movies can be a little cheesy. No, this one's not for me. I'm glad I only paid $7 for it. The Retaliators. All right, I found out about this movie because if you've seen other videos, and you know I occasionally wear some band shirts. And my local radio station was playing the song Faded Out from Asking Alexandria, but it was featuring Within Temptation. If you have the Asking Alexandria album, Within Temptation is not on Faded Out. That's how I found out about this movie, because the person was like, I know people are wondering about that song. That is on the Retaliators soundtrack. And I'm like, I have to check this out. So for those that are fans of rock music, you've got members of Ice Nine Kills. You've got members of Papa Roach. You've got members of Five Finger Death Punch. And you've got members of From Ashes to New in the movie. The soundtrack has all the aforementioned people that I just said. As both a rock music fan and a horror fan, I love this movie. It was great. However, after watching it, I will say this movie's not going to be for everyone. So if you like horror movies, you like rock music, definitely check this one out. And finally, Big Hero 6. When I did my non-MCU movie collection video after I was done, spoiler alert, this is all my favorite Marvel movies not set in the MCU. I was like, you know what? I want to rewatch this because I haven't watched it as recently as I have some of the other movies. And my thoughts are still the same. It is one of my favorite Marvel movies that's not set in the MCU. It was pretty high on that ranking list. Definitely recommend checking it out if you have not checked it out. And that is all of the movies I watched during the month of February. And as always, if you are new to this channel, hit that subscribe button. You like what you see, leave a thumbs up. Comment down below, what movies did you watch at home during the month of February? What movies did you see in theaters during the month of February? What did you stream during the month of February? But that's going to do it for this one. Thank you all for watching, and tune in next time.